What's up guys, Evasion here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I helped a buddy of mine, Remka, get to his elite for this season. He hasn't been playing too much recently, so we're a little bit rusty at the start, but we kind of pick it up and we were able to get elite pretty easily. But yeah, it's gonna be a commentary video. Over the next little bit as Shadowlands is coming out, I'm definitely gonna be trying to put more effort into content. So if any of these videos are helpful to you or you think they might be useful to a friend, please be sure to share them. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. But yeah, without further ado, let's hop into the video here. I'm just going to go over my gear real quick too. This is my main rogue. I haven't actually played it in arena in a little bit. Just been kind of messing around on alts as you may have seen on the channel. We've been playing Assassination though, and I am fully gushed out on this character. I got some really nice equipment. I want to say up till about a month or maybe 2 months ago now, a month and a half. I was doing like a 15 every week. Got a lot of really good mythic 15 items. I only have a normal heroic Drestagath, and I have a really shitty mythic 8 guidance device. One morning when I farmed this, I did the dungeon like 8 times in a row, which is a lot for me. I don't really farm PvE. We got really good daggers though too, just from RNG drops, and I built this one actually from the elite token from getting my first elite earlier in the season. But yeah, that's my equipment more or less. But anyway, let's hop into the clips. Alright, hopping into the first clip here, we have a game against Unholy Death Knight and Wrestler Shaman. And in this game, we're going to be going for a spread pressure strategy versus having Repentance. We just have the Hodge talent, so we're going to have a lot of extra stuns. We're going to be trying to sap the Shaman and go on to the DK here. In this game too, I just want to highlight before the match actually starts, I'm putting almost every kidney shot onto the DK because Shamans do a lot of healing when they're in Ghost Wolf. So kidneying the Shaman when he is in Ghost Wolf isn't doing as much as if you just kidney the DK. It stops way more damage, and it forces the Shaman to come out of Ghost Wolf, so he's healing himself for less. So your spread pressure is going to deal more damage to the Shaman. And in addition to that, since we have the Hodge, we are still going to have stuns on the Shaman. And because of the strategy, it's more likely that the Shaman will be stunned out of Ghost Wolf, which will allow us to get ahead with pressure, which is really good. So we get a big opener here onto the DK. Shaman was in sap. We got the Garrote and all the big dots with Claw too. We get Hodge off of sap there, and I go into the Shaman here with my Essence, and I get some damage up onto him. We're just trying to maintain our dots on both targets here, and we're playing Avenging Light this game too, which is why we're playing on top of them. We're kind of playing the same strategy. They're aiming to do the same thing as well, but I think that rogues have an advantage over Unholy Death Knights at the moment with this strategy, so it's kind of good. I threw my blind, we broke it with Avenging Light, which is one of the really unfortunate things with this game, but because of the way it turns out, it sucks, but it's not the biggest deal in this particular matchup because we get really good spread pressure the entire time. They're never really able to stop me from keeping my dots up on both targets, which is definitely a hard thing to do. I mean, it's not that hard to maintain dots on 2 targets when they're standing on top of each other. But basically, yeah, you'll see the Shamans going into Ghost Wolf quite a bit, but because of the pressure on the DK, he's never really able to stay in there very long, so he's not really getting that benefit of that healing. We're on the Shaman here right now. We get a nice Hodge onto the Shaman, and I use my Vendetta here onto the Shaman as well. And at this point, we're just trying to keep up pressure, keep up the dots. I get a full kidney here onto the DK, and this forces his trinket. So at the moment, the DK has no AMS because it just finished. He has no trinket and no Lichborn for, I think, 1 more kidney. So we should be able to force a lot of pressure here in a second. We got our wings back up, and we almost had to bubble. Paladin did a really good job of not having to bubble right there. It was definitely a scary moment for us. We get the AMZ here, and that's one of their last cooldowns. I actually bombed right there. Very tricky timing. They were standing almost right on top of each other, but I managed to step out just far enough during that cast, so when I dropped Smoke Bomb, he wasn't actually, he was outside of it and the DK was inside of it. I managed to draw the line right between them. It's kind of a fun thing you can do with Smoke Bomb. It's definitely a little bit tricky to do. After this, you're not really going to have too many cooldowns left. We're going to be able to kill, I actually don't remember who I kill in this game. You can kind of kill anybody, you just got to catch. I think I get them both in Spear Link here in a second. Our Paladin still has Bubble, so he's not too scared. They use Icebound Fortitude or Lichborn, which is the same thing because of a talent in this game. I get a kick onto the Shaman here, and they really start to fall behind right here. We get a nice Gush proc again, which is doing insane damage. We clawed a little bit premature because he thought that I was going to stun the Shaman, so he threw it early, but I still stunned the DK. We get a Hodge here onto the Shaman, and I step out to try and get only the Shaman with my Drestigath because the damage does split, and that's going to be the game. This game was around 2380 MMR, and let's hop into the next one. Alright, this game we have a game against Destro, Warlock, and Holy Paladin, and I actually haven't uploaded too many of these to the channel because usually they take a little bit longer, but I've decided we're going to start this one a little bit further in. We've already gone through like a full set of cooldowns for everybody. First Sacrifice, first Holy Avenger from enemy Paladin, their trinkets, Warlock's trinkets coming back up. Paladin's trinket is currently synced up with Blind. And basically, yeah, it's just a lot of running away when this guy's cooldowns are up. But here we go on to the Warlock. We get a kidney shot. We're actually playing, we're just playing Hodge in this game, I believe. We probably could play rep here too, but it can be hard to get. Oh no, we are playing, we do have the rep. Basically late into dampening, Hodge rep, and just running at the Warlock is a pretty easy way to win this matchup. It can be hard. The biggest thing about this matchup is if you're impatient, the Warlock is got a pretty good time winning like the mid range. Once it gets to late dampening, it's hard for them to win unless they really string stuff together well. But if you're able to consistently not take too much damage and put out damage yourself, you're going to be able to win this matchup. We get the Sacrifice there, and we're just I got a re-stealth off of Fear, so I get a Garrote here onto the Pally and another Garrote onto the Warlock. I do a kind of a neat thing here with Bomb again. My Paladin gets hodged. I drop Smoke Bomb here. I kidney shot the Cataclysmy trinkets. I sprint and I run out of my Smoke Bomb so the Fear can't land on me, and then I run back in onto the Warlock. He cancels his bolt for the same reason. He puts the bolts onto my Pally, and we're kind of forced to back out here for a second. I went in here for a blind, and I got his trinket again, but it was a little bit, this kind of put me in a bad spot. I told my Pally I was dead. He came back and used sack on me, which is really, really good. And I used my Vanish here and for a Garrote kidney. That was kind of a mistake. That was like a moment where we should have ran. But they kind of overcompensate for this, and they accidentally overlap Wall and Bop. Right here, I'm just trying to LOS. I tell my Pally I can't really help him, but I come back in anyway because I do have kick up, and he has wings up, so he's going to be okay. I kick the Fear, and I get a full kidney shot onto the Warlock, and we get a nice rep onto the Paladin. Their enemy Paladin is forced to bubble that, and I just feint these bolts, trying to reduce damage as best I can. These green things on the ground, the Fell Fisher, that's actually like a Mortal Strike effect. You want to do your best to avoid standing in those. I overlap my trinket with a Dispel here. This was kind of a mistake as well. A lot of rust going on here. I'm not used to playing like the higher MR games either. I'm used to playing like some lower ones at the moment, so it's kind of like messing with me. It's a little bit of adjustment to go back and play stuff like this. We're forced to use our Divine Shield there, and at this point the dampening is getting up to about 46%, and I have Cloak of Shadows back in 30 seconds. This Warlock's pet wasn't attacking me, so I was able to position and use my Drestigath on just him, so it was pretty good for pressure. We forced the second sack out. And at this point, if we don't lose the game to this Warlock in the next like 15 seconds, this game's ours. They don't have sack. The Pally's trinket syncs up with my blind, so we should be able to do something about that. And it's getting to the point where if we just run at this guy and do big damage on our next Vendetta and they can't clear it off, we're going to be able to toast him right here. I get the full kidney, Warlock trinkets. I tell my Pally right here, like, I have Cloak, I'm just going to Cloak, just do damage. And so basically we kick the Shadow Fury, and I just Cloak as soon as he starts targeting me with Chaos Bolt, and he's going to go down here. The biggest thing to take away from this match is avoid using Cloak of Shadows at really bad times. I do this myself sometimes and it really sucks, but if you just like pay attention to who's actually casting spells, you can wait till the very last second to Cloak. But if you don't know where the damage source is coming from, you're going to feel pressured to just press Cloak for no reason. And that really sucks. But yeah, so basically we landed one rating short for Remka to get 2400, so we got to queue it up and do one more game here. All right, going into this last clip here, getting Remka to 2400 elite for the first time in the season. It's pretty cool. We got a game against Feral Druid and Discipline Priest, and in this game we're going to be playing rep as well. Careful to watch out for premonition from the Discipline Priest so that he can't stop those reps. We're gonna have to fake that out unless we're doing it off of a Hodge. I think that actually does stop us once in this game. But going in here, I'm going to be looking to get damage onto the Feral Druid and just kind of not die when they're in control, like when we're not in control of the game. I get a sap here onto the Feral, so really good start. We get Hodge onto the Priest. I get Garrote from 90 degrees and a Rupture on the side there. Then we get the full kidney here. We get the Hodge. This is going to be a pretty easy rep to get, but he gets kicked. We were a little bit slow. Also, Glimmer of Lights on the Priest, which kind of sucks too. It makes me a little bit hesitant to want to blind here because you don't want to take away the Paladin's ability to Holy Shock. It's kind of like a necessary mistake. Had we landed the rep, it would have cleared off. I fake out death here. I kind of just run at the Priest. I'm hounding the Priest so that he just uses Premonition or death. If I say death, I mean Premonition. But anyway, so yeah, we get the trinket out of both people at this point. And then I'm just kiting the Feral Druid away. I thought he was going to approach me for a maim and go for some burst, but I used Evasion a little bit too hastily there, and it was kind of wasted. We get a kidney shot into a Hodge on the healer. We didn't do our rep fast enough again because of the way the play. It was kind of like a hesitant thing. We didn't run out fast enough to get it. So the Feral Druid had an opportunity to kick, but it's no big deal because I run away from the Priest. And we get some more damage onto the Feral. He shouldn't have followed me back there, I don't think, but it worked out to our advantage for sure. I get a kick on the Cyclone here, and we're going to be able to wrap this one up pretty soon. I got a big kidney coming in here for the Feral Druid, and the Priest has Rapture up. I thought I was going to kill this guy right here, but I forgot about Rapture. I just run away and take this guy away from the Priest again, and I believe I peek out and I try to slow the Priest so that he can't just push into us for a fear. The only way we're going to get into trouble at this point is if basically the Priest is able to run into us. We actually got death on Repentance, which sucks. Good play on the Priest part. Like this is where I'm talking about. I slowed the Priest so he can't just run in. The Priest knocks me away, which is kind of further solidifying the play that I'm not going to lose because we get double fear on the box here. We rush in and we get a well-timed Hodge this time and a kidney shot onto the Feral Druid. Feral does a really good job of shifting Bear when he sees my Pally run out, but it's not going to be enough. I get the Vanish half sap off of rep, and we're going to be able to run this guy over. We still have a lot of damage left for that guy. I think Claw was just applied at the end. That's going to be this game, and I actually remember this matchup being a lot harder when I played it in the past, but I think having like Gushing kind of tipped this matchup on its head. As long as you don't get cheesed by like the Feral doing really insane bursts with Iron Jaws, maybe that guy had it and never got lucky that game because it is an RNG proc. But that's going to be that game. We got Remka to 24-12. He got elite. Well, that's going to do for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, comment, subscribe for more. Check those notifications if you want to see regular uploads. And also, I want to know, what are you guys most excited for in Shadowlands? I want to see it in the comments below. I'll be sure to answer as best I can. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good day and a good weekend, and we'll see you in the next video.